Video opens with dramatic, mysterious music and visuals of Mayan ruins and astrological charts. Do you remember where you were on December 21st, 2012? The internet was buzzing, movies were made, and for a moment, the world held its breath. All because an ancient civilization, the Maya, had supposedly predicted the end of the world. But 2012 came and went. The world didn't end. So, what was the real story behind this infamous prophecy? And what happened to the brilliant civilization that created it? Let's unravel the mystery of the Maya, from their cosmic calendars to their silent decline. The Maya weren't just one monolithic empire. They were a network of powerful city-states that flourished for centuries across what is now southeastern Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and parts of Honduras and El Salvador. They were masters of mathematics, astronomy, and architecture. Long before Europeans, they developed the concept of zero, built towering pyramids that aligned with the stars, and created the most advanced writing system in the ancient Americas. Their understanding of time was incredibly sophisticated. They didn't just have one calendar, they had several, all interwoven like cosmic gears. The hub was their 365-day solar calendar, much like ours. The Tzolk'in was a 260-day sacred calendar used for religious ceremonies and divination. These two calendars cinched up every 52 years, an event known as the calendar round, which was a time for major celebrations. But the one that caused all the commotion in 2012 was the long count calendar. Think of it as a grand, cosmic odometer. It tracked time in a massive cycle spanning over 5,125 years. And on December 21st, 2012, this calendar was simply set to complete one of these great cycles, or Bactan. It wasn't an apocalypse, it was a reset. For the Maya, it was like the odometer on your car rolling over from 99,999 to zero. It didn't mean the car would explode, it just marked the beginning of a new journey. The idea of a world-ending catastrophe was a modern interpretation, a blockbuster fantasy projected onto a sophisticated ancient system of timekeeping. The Maya saw it as a moment of transformation and renewal, not destruction. So, if the Maya were so advanced, with cities housing tens of thousands of people, intricate trade networks, and profound knowledge of the cosmos, where did they go? This is perhaps the greater mystery. Around the 9th century AD, something profound happened in the southern Mayan lowlands, the heart of their classical civilization. The grand cities like Tikal, Calakmul, and Palenque began to decline. Construction of massive temples and monuments stopped. The intricate carvings that recorded their history fell silent. People began abandoning these urban centers, which were soon reclaimed by the jungle. This wasn't a single, sudden event, but a gradual collapse that unfolded over a century. For a long time, historians and archaeologists were baffled. What could bring such a mighty civilization to its knees? There was no single culprit. Instead, modern research points to a perfect storm of interconnected problems. One of the leading theories is intense, prolonged drought. By studying lake bed sediments and cave formations, scientists have pieced together a climate history of the region. They found evidence of several severe droughts that hit the Mayan heartland right around the time of the collapse. For a civilization that depended heavily on agriculture on maize, beans, and squash, a lack of rain would have been catastrophic. It would have led to widespread crop failure, famine, and a crisis of faith in their rulers, who were seen as divine intermediaries responsible for ensuring the favor of the gods, including the rain god, Chak. But climate change was only part of the story. The Maya themselves may have contributed to their environmental problems. To build their magnificent limestone cities and to fuel the fires for creating plaster, they cleared vast areas of forest. Deforestation on a massive scale can alter local rainfall patterns and lead to soil erosion, making the land less fertile and exacerbating the effects of the drought. They were, in a way, caught in a feedback loop of their own making. On top of this environmental stress, Mayan society was intensely competitive. The city-states were constantly at war with each other, vying for resources, territory, and captives for ritual sacrifices. Archaeological evidence shows that this warfare became more intense and destructive in the final centuries of the Classic period. Instead of just capturing rival elites, armies began targeting entire populations and destroying agricultural lands. This constant conflict would have drained resources, disrupted trade routes, and made it impossible for the civilization to mount a unified response to the growing environmental crisis. So, imagine this scenario: the rains stop coming, crops fail, people are starving. The kings who promised to mediate with the gods are powerless. And instead of working together, neighboring cities are raiding your fields and attacking your people. The social and political order that had held Mayan civilization together for centuries began to unravel. People lost faith in their leaders and the system they represented. It's likely they simply voted with their feet, abandoning the big cities in search of water, food, and a more stable life elsewhere. But this is the crucial point to remember: the Mayan people did not vanish. The collapse of the southern city-states was not the end of the Maya, it was a demographic shift. Many moved north to areas like the Yucatan Peninsula, where new cities like Chichen Itza and Uxmal rose to prominence and flourished for several more centuries, adapting to the new political and environmental realities. And even after the Spanish conquest in the 16th century, the Maya endured. They resisted colonization, preserved their languages, their traditions, and their deep connection to the land. Today, more than 7 million Maya people live in their ancestral homelands. They are doctors, farmers, artists, and teachers. They still speak Mayan languages, practice traditions that blend ancient beliefs with Catholicism, and continue the legacy of their brilliant ancestors. The story of the Maya is not one of a lost civilization that mysteriously disappeared after predicting the end of the world. It's a story of incredible achievement, complex challenges, and above all, resilience. Their prophecy was a misunderstanding of their brilliant concept of time, and their collapse was a transformation, a painful but ultimately survivable shift in the face of environmental, political, and social pressures. Their legacy isn't found in doomsday predictions, but in the enduring spirit of their descendants and the silent, majestic ruins that still stand as a testament to one of history's most fascinating cultures. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more historical mysteries, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us create more content like this. Let me know in the comments what you find most fascinating about the Maya. Until next time, stay curious.